What is going on, everybody? It's Where's Fluffy from the FOG Gaming channel, and today we're going to be bringing you some more impressions and reviews from the Xbox conference of E3 today. Now, before we kick this off, I want it to be known that everything up and until Final Fantasy 15 will not be talked about, and I'm also including Tekken, just because there's already some stuff out for those games, and that's including some of the games in here. But these games were more so interesting to me, so I decided to talk about those rather than, I'm pretty sure things everyone has already heard about. So that's that, and let's go. Just to kick things off, we're going to talk about Gears of War, Final Fantasy 15, and Tekken. I'm not talking about these games just because there's already gameplay out and you can go see that for yourself. But Gears of War did show its story mode. It looked pretty interesting. There was some really weird things going on I don't fully understand. I have to check more into that. And Final Fantasy 15 showed some boss fighting, a different boss fight from the one you've seen with like the Chimera Beast. This one was more of a Titan, and they showed gameplay for that and how they ended up taking that down. First off, we got this game called Inside, which is made by the developers who made the game Limbo. Now, as far as I know, Limbo was a pretty big game and was one of the most popular games of its time, so this should be like really interesting. The only thing they gave us was a trailer, not really any gameplay, but one of the developers that get to play games early or whatever basically said this game is a masterpiece and it has a lot of potential. So I'm really hoping, because I didn't get to really play Limbo, I know very little about it. The game looks like the type of game that you really want to play. Like it's a must play game, whether you watch it online, watch one of the YouTubers play it. It's something you have to play for yourself as one of those games. Next up, we have Gwent. Now, Gwent is a card-based game revolved around what people have been asking for in the Witcher 3 card-based game. I know I spent quite a few hours playing that, and I'm actually excited to see this. So we have two more card-based games coming out. So there's Gwent, which is the Witchers, and then there's the Elder Scrolls Legends, which is the Elder Scrolls series. Now, what's interesting is I know the Elder Scrolls and Hearthstone, aka Blizzard, they have a huge following compared to The Witcher, which is only a series. So it should be really interesting to see how it does up against other card-based games. And in case you're wondering, you can register for their card-based game as of now. All you gotta do is log onto their website, and there's also a beta for the Elder Scrolls Legends game. So yeah, I'm about to try and get into one of those, and hopefully I can do that, because I'm actually really involved in card games. Not so much Hearthstone anymore, but I just think they're really fun to play, especially to pass the time. I'm really excited about this game. It's probably my most favorite trailer that happened at E3, just because it seemed like one of my favorite books called Brave New World, and Brave New World was a really good book, one of my favorite, probably my favorite book to ever read, especially in high school. I think it was like really well made, and the way you see the trailer going about right now, it kind of has that feel to it, and I'm really excited for this game because it's like putting my book into a game, and I get to play it myself, and it looks amazing. Like, I'm sure the plot will be great, I'm sure the story will be great, and the look of it is just overall great to me. I'm really excited about this game. It's called We Happy Few, and I really want to see more about this game. They didn't really give a release date. I'm kind of frustrated about that because it looks really good, but as soon as this game comes out, I'm going to be on top of it. Next up, we have this game called Scalebound. Now, this game is a little like Dragon's Dogma. It's maybe an RPG. We didn't get too much info, but as you can see from the gameplay, it looks pretty cool. It looks good. The guy, they're mainly focusing on, kind of reminds me of Dante for some reason, Devil May Cry. And what you can do is you fight big ass beasts, apparently, or big ass monsters, kind of like Monster Hunter is, not really though. And you do with other players around you, friends, whatever. And they let you hop on and fly dragons. So I'm guessing you can customize your own character, customize your own dragon or something like that. Have your own fighting style. They used arrows and swords and shields. We didn't really see any shield gameplay from this, and I didn't get much for the feel of the game based on just this one boss fight, so I have to see more And like I said, the most I can say is it feels like Dragon's Dogma, except I don't know if you can scale the beast, which I think should be a thing, because I think, scaling like this huge ass monster while you're trying to take it down is pretty cool. And they have like what seems to be like this transform thing, like Devil May Cry-ish, how Dante goes into his devil trigger. It seemed like something like that, but I wasn't too sure just from getting the first look at it. And that's that for Scalebound. So another highly anticipated game, this game is called Sea of Thieves. It seemed to get a good reaction from the crowd and everybody loved it. Now, Sea of Thieves is a pirate game. If you ever wanted to shoot fucking cannons at your friends, sail with your friends, go treasure hunting, getting drunk, doing all the crazy, Jack Sparrow shit, man, then Sea of Thieves might be for you. Only thing I can say is, it's a little bit too cartoonish for my taste. I will probably still end up playing the game, but I'd rather, it had been more gritty or more realistic looking. I think that'd have been pretty cool. But you can tell the guys playing this game are having fun. You can actually sail ships and stuff like that. You gotta do all the like ship stuff to the maneuver and everything, which is like really cool. And they threw these guys in, not telling them how to play the game, and everybody looked like they were having really fun. It just looks like a fun game. I might have to try it myself. Hopefully there's a beta for this game. I have to get my hands on it. It looks so freaking cool. I always wanted to be a fucking pirate. I want to be Jack Sparrow so bad, but I'll leave it up to Johnny Depp. This is gonna be a weird little edit, but I forgot to include. They have Dead Rising 4. There was a trailer for it and some gameplay for it. The game looks really, really good. It's so amazing. I've been a fan of the Dead Rising series since the second one because I really didn't get to play the first one. But I'm really excited for this. They had some pretty unique weapons, rocket launchers, like a little minigun or some type that shoots out energy or something like that. A candy cane crossbow and just so much more. I'm really excited for this game. And most importantly, Frank is fucking back, and who wasn't ready for that? I damn sure wasn't ready for that. Frank is fucking back, and I'm so excited for it. It's been so long, and hopefully this one is a bit better than the third one. I know a lot of people have problems with that, including me. I really enjoyed the one with the guy, the motocross guy. I forget his name right now. His name escapes me, but yeah. And then also, Xbox allows you to customize your own controller. So yeah, have fun with that. I could probably get one. I have a PC, but I'll have to get it connected. I need a connector for that. The next game we have is Halo Wars 2, which I know a lot of people played the first Halo Wars and they was begging for a second one, and they actually finally have it. The game looks good. There's a lot more to do, and Halo Wars is basically, if you don't know, it's kind of like a StarCraft for Halo, which I'm pretty sure is really good on a lot of people's minds. I know Halo Wars was a really big one, and it has a huge following, so why not? I might even check this one out. I'm kind of a fan of these type of games, even though I don't play StarCraft, but it's a story for another time. And that's basically all the games they got. Just overall, I think Xbox did a great job, and we have one more thing to talk about. So we're gonna go ahead and get into that, and then I'll give my overall opinion of what I think of the Xbox conference. Now, Xbox made a really huge move with what they did. Every game they showed at Xbox conference is for Xbox, and then there's Windows 10. So they're linking these two and making them compatible, so PC gamers and Xbox gamers will be playing together on a bunch of these games pretty soon, which is really amazing. Xbox is trying to bring in so much money, and they made the right move. This is a power play from Xbox. Sony hasn't showed what they have while I'm recording this. Sony hasn't happened yet. It's happening later on tonight, so I'm going to stick around for that. But Xbox made a big power play. I have a few friends that have Xboxes, so I'm pretty excited to link up with them, because right now I only have a PC, so I can't really do much in terms of playing with my friends who are Xbox owners. And they also made this thing where if you buy an Xbox game now, then you can play it anywhere. Well, not on like PlayStation yet, but you can play it on your computer. So you buy it once and you have it forever. It's gonna be like linked to your Xbox account. And I think that's like really cool because now people don't have to worry about switching from console to a whole never console or PC, and they just still have all their stuff linked together, and there's not much to worry about in that state, especially if something bad happens, and that's really cool on Xbox parts. Not sure what Sony has up their sleeve, but next they announced the Xbox One S. Now this thing has a much higher GPU, gives you 4K resolution, and so next up they also announced the Xbox One S, which is a new Xbox. It's like the Xbox 1.5, but it's so much better because it has like a teraflop. I still have no idea what that is, and neither do a lot of fucking people have no idea what a teraflop is, but we need to figure that one out. It sounds cool. They also talked about how their GPU is a much better processor, probably one of the strongest out right now. We'll have to see what Sony does, but they also integrated 4K resolution, which I know Sony is trying to do too. So that was just, Xbox really made some moves with their conference. Now, a lot of their work Xbox is doing, it has to do with Project Scorpio. I'm not sure exactly what they do, but I know they're involved in the making of the Xbox One S and the 4K resolution Xbox wants to achieve, and a high-powered GPU they have in their Xbox One S. And it's a lot of stuff that, comprehend and understand, especially since I still don't know what the fuck a teraflop is. Anyway, Xbox conference went really, really well, I have to say. And Sony got to back up their shit at this point. I look forward to being able to play so many games on my PC now just because of Xbox, which is kind of cool. And I also wonder if they'll make you pay for an Xbox account. That's a good question, actually. Will we have to pay? And they didn't exactly say how much the Xbox One S was, so it's a lot more things we need to look out for. But that's all. Now, for my overall view, I think personally my favorite game is We Happy Few because I talked about it a lot, and plus it's based on my favorite book. Other than that, I'm looking forward to Sea of Thieves, which looks really cool. And Xbox definitely had a great 2016 E3, and I'm interested to see how Sony backs up their shit because the forever waging console wars and PC master race bullshit. What I don't understand is I just like playing video games. Just like fuck all that shit. But Xbox really did make a big impression on me, and I really am impressed with the moves they're making and the games they're putting out and the things they're trying to do. But that's all I have. They just left a good impression on me. So until next time, guys, Where's Fluffy is out, and I will see you at the Sony conference. Don't let me down. You better be there. Peace.